Unfit to fight. 68% of U.S. service members obese or overweight. Shalom, shalom. Before I start this lesson, I want to give all praise and the honor and the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash. And I want to give double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishop of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren teaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. To all of the hopeful elect out there, Shalom. It's the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing, to edify and give you warning from Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. And as you can see from the title of this article, Babylon is unfit to fight. The military, which is the hammer of the whole earth, the main power source of America, aka Babylon the Great, its military is unfit to fight. You see? And the Lord is having this American military be in this position because it's all going to fulfill biblical prophecy. It's all going to lead to the utter destruction of America, Babylon the Great. And, and this is how you know that America is on its way out. This whole, military industrial complex, this, hammer of the whole earth, even though Esau on paper is still, arguably the strongest military on this planet Earth, when your service members are unfit, when your soldiers are unfit, obese, or not motivated, that leaves you open to be, that doesn't cause for a very effective military. All right. These American soldiers, they don't have any morale. They're not motivated. A lot of them are heavily medicated. They're obese. They're, they're undisciplined. And they're a lot of them have that's what I'm looking for. A lot of them have mental health issues. They're not happy. And that doesn't lead to a very mighty and motivated and strong military, man. I don't give a damn how much artillery and firepower you have. If your soldiers that you have to fight on the front lines are not motivated and afraid and weak, then you're weak. And it's a beautiful thing to see. It just shows you that the great humbling that is coming to Babylon the Great America. All right, I'm going to read a little bit of this article, and I got a precept just dealing with, the fact that this was biblically or prophetically written to happen as concerning the mighty men of Babylon the Great America. You see, it's getting weaker and weaker while the Lord has these other nations' armies getting stronger and stronger. Their soldiers are motivated. Their soldiers are, more, they're not obese or overweight or unfit. They're actually motivated, man. They have a drive. They have a will to come up and fight against Babylon the Great, to be freed from their oppressors. So you have a whole different spirit on the army men or the servicemen of these different heathen nations, compared to America. It says there's a growing internal threat to U.S. national security. 68% of American service members are either obese or overweight. Rapid and sustained recurrence of obesity across all services, ranks, and positions now pose a dire threat. And another thing, too, you got to think, a lot of the, higher ups in the military, a lot of them are transbenders, transformers. A lot of them are, homosexuals. It's just a perverse and weird and weak vibration at the heads and the ranks of the military. They have the men, the service members learning about, you got to use personal pronouns. They got sensitivity training. They had them marching and wearing high heels to walk in the shoes of a woman. So it's just all twisted and weird, and it's just weak, man. And these service men and women, they're just unfit. They're weak. They're highly emotional. They get offended by everything, and it's just not a good look, man. It doesn't produce a strong, productive military, man. It says, especially for at-risk population and those in critical combat roles, writes the Army Security Project, a DC think tank, in a new 25-page report on the problem. Perhaps most alarming is the slope of the trend line. The proportion of obese members in the ranks has more than doubled in the last decades, from 10.4% in 2012 to 21.6% in 2022. The military trend has paralleled the similarity disturbing patterns observed across American society, you see? So not only in the military is this a problem, it's just a problem in America in general. And a lot of it has to do with the unhealthy food, a lot of this food that's produced with this enriched fake nutrients, which causes weight gain. And on top of that, a lot of these military service members are Like I said, they're on a lot of medication, which causes them to gain weight, antidepressants, you know. Like I said, a lot of them have mental health issues, which is not helping the morale. It's not helping the people in general. So it's just a very unfit and unhealthy society as a whole, and especially the military. It says the military seems to be deliberately hiding its blossoming blubber. ASP criticized Pentagon bureaucrats for removing body mass statistics from military recruitment and disability reports used by the DoD stakeholder in Congress, resulting in incomplete and misleading conclusions about the challenge facing the armed services. The problem spans the full life cycle of blah, blah, blah. That's not the point. I want to read another part. It says ASP urged the military to view obesity as a medical problem rather than trying to whip fat service members into shape. Framing obesity is an issue of insufficient willpower or discipline prevents soldiers from seeking and receiving treatment. You see, so they're they don't have any willpower. They're not motivated, man. They're just fine being the fat, slovenly, a bunch of private piles, man. And there's nothing that they're doing at the top to really help the situation. You see, they're just going along with it. They're just letting it go on, man. While in the long run, they're gonna suffer militarily, man. It says makes commanders and healthcare workers less inclined to intervene and worsens health outcomes across the services, writes the report, blah, blah, blah. It says social stigma is an obstacle, claiming Manning, as military leaders too often assume that overweight people are unmotivated, incompetent, or weak-willed, causing individuals and services to conceal, obscure, and downplay military obesity. Well, that is a part of it. You know, a lot of these people are unmotivated. They are incompetent, as doing what they have to do to be a productive member of the military. When I was little growing up, you had the military was, people took pride in that. They was active, they were in service. I remember growing up, I don't ever remember seeing a fat service member. They all were in shape. They all had that fucked up haircut. They would come to the high school, they had the little presentation. They would do the pull-up challenge. The people were in fit. And also you had a lot of younger generations that were motivated to go to the military. Now, these people and these kids ain't motivated to go fight in the military because they know that impending war is coming, man. It used to be something that, you would go to the military to get an education, to get the little benefits that come with it. And, and in the meantime, you would go there and you would get disciplined. A lot of kids who were troubled youth would go to the military to get so-called straightened out, to get some discipline, to get some order in your life. But now that don't even exist anymore, man. All right. It says, obesity weighs on recruiters, but it isn't their only challenge, as every branch except the Marines is falling short of its goal. Less than a quarter of Americans between the ages of 17 and 24 qualify both academically and physically for the military service, you see. One of the remaining shrinking pool of candidates, fewer are interested in signing up. A 2023 Army study found top reasons young people reject idea are fear of death, the fear of falling victim to post-traumatic stress disorder, and beyond that, we're guessing the drive to land new enlistees isn't helped by pointless wars, CV mandates, or using drag queens as recruiters, man. Let me get this, and I'm gonna come back to that video, man. And this is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 30. It says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. You see, they're not motivated. They're not, a lot of these men's testosterone is being depleted and destroyed by the food, by the chemicals in the water. This has just become a very weak and weakened society, man. Why do you think China is trying to man up their men's and their boys, man? Because they've all been affected by the wine and the wine and the wickedness of Babylon the Great, man. Now all these young kids, they want to be YouTube influencers. A lot of them are being bombarded. They got too much estrogen in their system. They're all becoming soy boys. They're all weak, man. You see? And it says what? Their might have failed. Let's look at that word for might. Because remember back in the day, man, it was a good thing to go to the military. You had a lot of people that was motivated to go and fight for my country. Shit, people don't want to fight for this place no more, especially Esau's being exposed. People are finding out all the lies and the BS that goes along with the politics and all wars are banker wars. So people was like, the hell with that, man. And the word is Ga, Ha, Ra, Ga, Ha, Wa, Ra. If I said that right. This is, it says strength, might, valor, bravery. You see, they don't have any bravery, man. They don't have any might. They don't have any valor, man. All right, and ultimately, they don't have no motivation to fight for this country anymore, man. You see, so it says the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They become as women. And that's emotionally how they act. Like I said, the men's testosterone is being depleted, and a lot of them are now the military is offering transformer surgeries to military men, and they're just as women. They're weak. They're feminine, man. They're not manly compared to the Russian soldiers, those Ukrainian soldiers, Chinese soldiers, man. Like I said, I did a video like last week where, the military had a guy, his last day of boot camp. This nigga was throwing his ass in a circle, man. You see? So this place is through. It says they have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. And that's why this place is known as the land of unwalled villages. And that's why this great destruction is going to come here upon Babylon the Great, man. It says one post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end. And the passages are stopped, and the reeds they have burned with fire, and the men of war affrighted. You see? And that's why, a lot of these military men are like that. I forget what video that was. I don't know if it was a couple years ago, 3 years ago, but basically, it was an American in the military. They were somewhere, maybe in the Middle East, and they were shooting rockets and bombs at them. And you had the military servicemen. They were hiding under the beds, crying, scared shitless, man. Didn't know what to do. And we're going to see more and more of that happen as, we get closer to this Third World War. A lot of these service members, they don't believe in the cause of these wars, and they don't believe in the reason why we're even getting in these wars. So you're going to ship them over there. They're not going to be motivated. They're not going to have the willpower to go and fight for this country, because they see ultimately that it's a lot of BS, man. And it's really nothing to fight for. You're not fighting to protect this country. You're going to fight a war for the interests of these international bankers. All right. And you see how they treat the military. You come back home, they don't give a damn about you, man. They don't take care of you as they should. They don't, give you 100% medical. You come home, with your limbs blown off, with your life affected, PTSD. All they do is just give you medication until you're going about your day, man. That's why you see a lot of homeless military veterans all over the country be bugged out and out of their minds and not being properly taken care of, man. So it says what? It says they have become as women. They have remained in their holds. And look at this shit, man. It says, David Vance says, Putin must tremble in fear when he beholds the U.S. Navy's new digital ambassador, whose role is to get more recruits, presented by the fabulous harpy, Daniel, a.k.a. Joshua Kelly. And look at America's recruiting tactics, man. They have become as women, man. Look at this place is through. It's finished, man. So, hey, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Lord willing, you were edified. And until the next one, Shalom.